You may have been living with diabetes for many years. Every morning when you wake up is a series of things you must remember. Take your medication on time, measure your blood sugar after eating, avoid this food, stay away from that one. You do everything the doctor told you, yet you can't help but wonder, does my body still have the ability to self-regulate? Can I become healthier without having to increase my medication dose forever? That question may make you laugh or shake your head in disbelief, especially if you have been living with diabetes for 5, 10, or even 20 years. And you ask yourself, what haven't I tried yet? In fact, you are not alone. Every day in America, millions of older adults like you are struggling with the same worry: how to keep blood sugar stable without having to rely on medication for life. And sadly, many of them do not know that their bodies still have the ability to heal themselves if supported in the right way. Because even though your body has reached ages 60, 70, it still has a miraculous capacity for recovery. But that recovery does not come from the pills you take each day. It comes from small but correct changes in your daily diet. You may not believe it, but there have been many real-life cases proving this. People who used to take 3 pills a day, feeling perpetually fatigued with consistently high blood sugar. But then by changing a simple habit, like adding lemon juice to warm water or eating a few strawberries after dinner, they gradually regained control of their blood sugar health. And today, you can also begin that path. On this journey, you will not need to look for unfamiliar superfoods, spend money on expensive supplements, or pursue complicated alternative therapies. Instead, you will explore with me 5 familiar foods, possibly already in your kitchen cupboard, that have the ability to help regulate blood sugar naturally, effectively, and safely. Before we talk about the foods, let me help you understand one important thing. Diabetes does not start with the A1C number. It begins with an imbalance in your body's internal glucose metabolism. When you eat, the starch from bread or pasta is digested and converted into glucose. When glucose enters the bloodstream, it needs a key called insulin, a hormone produced by the pancreas, to open the cell door and allow sugar inside, where it is used for energy. But over time, if you eat too many refined sugars, processed foods, unhealthy fats, or simply because of age causing cells to lose sensitivity, insulin is no longer effective. Like a worn-out key, it can no longer open the cell door. What is the result? Glucose gets stuck in the blood, and you begin living with high blood sugar. This is the stage known as insulin resistance, the root cause of prediabetes, type 2 diabetes, and a host of dangerous complications such as eye damage, declining kidney function, numbness in the hands and feet, and cardiovascular deterioration. It doesn't stop there. High blood sugar also makes you fatigued, causes insomnia, irritability, and difficulty concentrating, all of which directly diminish your quality of life each day. But the good news is that your body can restore its sensitivity to insulin. And that does not require a miracle. It simply means choosing the right foods at the right times and repeating consistently every day. Because food is not just energy, it is a biological language that sends signals to the liver, pancreas, cells, and immune system. If you eat correctly, you are not only satisfying hunger, but also helping your body repair itself from within. So are you ready to begin this journey? We will start right now with 5 natural foods, proven by modern science, that can help you reactivate your metabolism, stabilize blood sugar, and regain a sense of control over caring for your own health. And you will not be alone on this journey. Healthy dynamics will accompany you. Stay with us until the end of the video and leave your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel so you can join us on the path to comprehensive healthcare for older adults. The first food on today's list is lemon. For many people, lemon is simply a sour fruit used to make refreshing drinks or to season dishes. But few know that within each tiny lemon segment lie bioactive compounds capable of directly intervening in the body's sugar absorption and metabolism processes, key mechanisms for controlling blood sugar and preventing complications of prediabetes, type 2 diabetes, and metabolic syndrome. First, we must mention the trio of primary active compounds in lemon: flavonoids, pectin, and vitamin C. These three components work together to create a biological shield that protects blood vessel walls, the pancreas, and tissues sensitive to glucose. Flavonoids, particularly hesperidin and areocitrin, can inhibit the enzyme α-glucosidase in the small intestine, thereby slowing the breakdown of complex carbohydrates into simple glucose. This helps prevent post-meal blood sugar spikes. This mechanism mirrors that of some current diabetes medications, but comes from a natural food source without causing side effects. Pectin, a highly soluble fiber found in lemon pulp, absorbs water in the gut and forms a gel layer that coats the intestinal lining. This slows sugar absorption from food and prolongs the feeling of fullness, especially beneficial for individuals trying to control weight or curb sweet cravings. Moreover, pectin serves as a favorite food for beneficial gut bacteria, thereby improving the gut microbiome, an element closely linked to regulating glucose metabolism and reducing systemic inflammation. As for vitamin C, beyond its powerful antioxidant role, it has been shown to reduce insulin resistance by improving endothelial function and supporting the synthesis of glutathione, an important endogenous antioxidant that protects pancreatic beta cells, particularly in older adults who are prone to vitamin C deficiency due to reduced absorption and storage capacity. Daily lemon consumption provides a simple yet highly effective natural method to boost cellular immunity, reduce oxidative stress, and improve insulin sensitivity. Additionally, a lesser-known fact is that lemon can stimulate bile secretion from the liver, thereby supporting better digestion of fats and carbohydrates and reducing the risk of fat accumulation in the liver, an issue closely related to insulin resistance and fatty liver disease. This mechanism explains why many nutrition experts recommend drinking warm lemon water before meals as a form of biological primer to help the digestive system prepare to process food more efficiently. In daily practice, using lemon to maximize its anti-sugar benefits is extremely flexible and easy to apply. A glass of warm water with a few slices of fresh lemon or 1 tablespoon of lemon juice each morning before breakfast not only helps cleanse the digestive system, but also reduces the post-breakfast blood sugar response by up to 20%, according to a study published in the Journal of Clinical Nutrition. For older adults who find pure lemon water too harsh, combining it with organic honey or adding a few slices of ginger can mellow the flavor and enhance anti-inflammatory effects. Not only the juice, but also the peel, especially if it is organic, contains much higher concentrations of flavonoids than the flesh. You can finely grate this peel and sprinkle it on plain Greek yogurt, morning green smoothies, or oatmeal, both enhancing the refreshing flavor and adding a powerful biological shield for the digestive system and pancreas. For older adults who lack time for elaborate cooking, simply storing a few jars of finely grated lemon peel in the freezer provides a convenient, effective, and simple anti-sugar ingredient. From a personal perspective, I always encourage older adults, particularly those at high metabolic risk, to consider lemon an indispensable part of their morning first aid kit. It is not a drug, nor is it a magic bullet, but it is a solid step toward actively regulating your blood sugar each day. That is not something far-fetched, but rather a small daily action that can create a large, sustainable, and profound change in the prevention and control of chronic conditions. The second food on today's blood sugar control journey is broccoli, a humble-looking vegetable that possesses the ability to restore insulin sensitivity in the body, acting like a silent conductor regulating glucose metabolism at the cellular level. While many people mention broccoli for its well-known anti-cancer properties, few realize that it is also one of the most effective vegetables for reducing insulin resistance, the root cause of type 2 diabetes, fatty liver, and a host of age-related metabolic disorders. What makes broccoli special is sulforaphane, a plant compound found in cruciferous vegetables present at its highest concentration in broccoli sprouts. Sulforaphane is not just an ordinary antioxidant. It is a natural enzyme inducer that can activate cellular defense systems against oxidative stress while inhibiting hepatic gluconeogenesis, new glucose production in the liver, a mechanism often dysregulated in prediabetes and type 2 diabetes. A study at Lund University, Sweden, published that after just 12 weeks of supplementing with broccoli-derived sulforaphane extract, patients with diabetes experienced an average 0.5% reduction in HbA1c, a midterm blood sugar control marker, comparable to the effect of some glucose-lowering medications. Beyond its remarkable bioactivity, broccoli also supplies abundant soluble and insoluble fibers, both crucial for slowing glucose absorption in the small intestine, maintaining satiety, and improving insulin sensitivity in target tissues such as liver, muscle, and adipose tissue. Moreover, each 100-gram serving of broccoli provides a significant amount of magnesium and zinc, two minerals often deficient in older adults and central to insulin synthesis and enhancing insulin's biological action at cell membrane receptors. Specifically, magnesium stabilizes the structure of ATP, the energy currency required for cells to take up and utilize glucose, while zinc participates in numerous enzymatic reactions that catalyze efficient carbohydrate metabolism. How broccoli is prepared to preserve its nutritional value is a key factor. Sulforaphane is highly heat-sensitive, and if overcooked, boiled, or sautéed too long, it is almost completely destroyed. Therefore, steaming just until tender, about 3 to 4 minutes, is the optimal method to retain sulforaphane while ensuring a soft texture that older adults can chew easily. In addition, eating broccoli with a small amount of healthy fat, such as extra virgin olive oil, helps enhance absorption of fat-soluble vitamins K, A, E, and makes the dish more appealing and flavorful. A simple yet highly effective tip is to add a few fresh garlic slices to the broccoli when steaming or lightly sautéing, not only to boost flavor but also to deliver a synergistic anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effect. An ideal dinner dish is steamed broccoli with garlic lightly fried in olive oil, sprinkled with a touch of black pepper and a few thinly sliced roasted almonds. Nutritious, easy to digest, and helping to stabilize overnight blood sugar levels, thus limiting the dawn phenomenon of elevated morning glucose often seen in prediabetes. For older adults with weak digestion, you can also puree steamed broccoli and blend it into lentil soup, easy to eat, while simultaneously supporting healthy carbohydrate and protein metabolism. From practical experience, I have worked with many older patients who seem to have lost blood sugar control for years. Yet simply by increasing broccoli consumption to 3 to 4 times per week, combined with adjusting fats and starches in their meals, they gradually reduced their medication doses, improved daytime energy, and maintained more stable blood glucose. Broccoli is not just a vegetable, it is a clinical tool that nature provides, helping you restore biological balance in a quiet but sustainable way. What makes broccoli particularly special is not only its immediate effect, but also its cumulative bioactive impact when used consistently. Unlike medications, which act for only a few hours, the compounds from broccoli gradually integrate into enzyme systems, endocrine pathways, and cellular responses, thereby re-establishing natural biological reflexes that allow the body to use glucose more efficiently, preventing its accumulation in blood and tissues. For older adults, this is profoundly meaningful because it offers a way to live without dependency on medications or being tormented by post-meal energy crashes or blood sugar spikes after each meal. The next food in the sweet but not harmful list is strawberry. For many people, strawberries are simply a sweet fruit used in beverages or as a flavoring in dishes. But few realize that within each small strawberry berry lies bioactive compounds capable of directly influencing how the body absorbs and metabolizes sugar, crucial for controlling blood glucose and preventing complications of prediabetes, type 2 diabetes, and metabolic syndrome. The first remarkable aspect of strawberries is their high anthocyanin content, the red pigment characteristic of ripe strawberries. Anthocyanins belong to the flavonoid family and have extremely powerful antioxidant effects. More important, they have been shown to increase insulin sensitivity in peripheral tissues, especially in muscle tissue, which consumes the most sugar after a meal. A Harvard Medical School study reported that just 37 grams of strawberries per day, the equivalent of a few small berries, improve postprandial insulin response in overweight and prediabetic individuals over 6 weeks, reducing post-meal blood glucose levels and stabilizing daily energy. Additionally, ellagic acid, another natural polyphenol in strawberries, acts as a gatekeeper for the circulatory system. Ellagic acid protects blood vessel walls from free radical damage, maintains elasticity, and prevents atherosclerosis, thereby improving insulin and glucose transport in the blood, the crucial conditions for efficient sugar utilization rather than allowing sugar to go to waste and accumulate, causing damage. In older adults, whose vessel walls are already compromised by aging and factors like hypertension and dyslipidemia, preserving vascular flexibility is extremely important for long-term blood sugar management. Another advantage of strawberries is their very low glycemic index, GI, of about 40, much lower than other sweet fruits such as mango, ripe banana, or grapes. This means that when eating strawberries, sugar is released into the bloodstream slowly, without causing a sudden glucose spike, making them especially suitable as a snack or as part of breakfast, the meal that plays the most important role in shaping glucose levels for the entire day. But what truly makes strawberries effective in a blood sugar control strategy is their smart combination with other supportive foods. One golden combo recommended by nutritionists is strawberries plus oats, chia seeds, a trio that creates a complete, balanced breakfast capable of stabilizing blood sugar for 5 to 6 hours. Oats provide complex carbohydrates rich in beta-glucan, a fiber that forms a gel in the gut and slows sugar absorption. Chia seeds add omega-3 fats and soluble fiber, supporting satiety and reducing inflammation, a biological factor that silently promotes insulin resistance. The preparation is very simple yet highly effective. Just soak oats in warm water or unsweetened almond milk overnight. In the morning, add a handful of fresh, chopped strawberries, a tablespoon of chia seeds, and a little cinnamon powder to boost glucose regulation. You will have a natural, overnight oat that is delicious, sugar-free, keeps you full, and provides steady energy throughout the morning. For older adults prone to energy dips mid-morning or who need to eat before taking medication, this is a safe, easy-to-digest choice that prevents glucose swings. Additionally, strawberries can be made into a healthy smoothie. Try blending strawberries with unsweetened Greek yogurt, a small amount of ground flaxseed, and a tablespoon of almond butter. You will have a smoothie rich in protein, healthy fats, and antioxidants, soothing to the digestive system while keeping blood sugar stable. This also makes an ideal afternoon snack, when many people crave sweets and tend to fall into the trap of cookies, bubble tea, or other snacks high in refined sugar. From years of advising patients, I have noticed something interesting. Many of my patients once feared fruit because they thought eating sweetness will raise blood sugar. But after learning to choose wisely and combine appropriately, they not only avoided blood sugar spikes, but also felt healthier, lighter, skin clearer, and slept more deeply. Strawberries are a prime example. When used correctly, their sweetness is not harmful, but rather represents sweetness balanced, restorative, and preventive. A few small notes to use strawberries more effectively. Prioritize organic strawberries because their thin skin makes them prone to pesticide residues. If you cannot buy organic, soak strawberries thoroughly in a saltwater solution or a baking soda solution before eating. Also, choose fresh strawberries rather than dried ones, because dried strawberries often contain very high added sugars that can negate all metabolic benefits. The fourth food in today's list is cucumber, a simple, humble vegetable that nonetheless carries detoxifying, hydrating power and, most importantly, naturally supports blood sugar balance. In the context of rising diabetes and prediabetes among older adults, we cannot focus only on low-sugar or unsweetened foods. We also need to pay attention to foods that help the body shed metabolic burden, regulate internal milieu, and optimize glucose utilization. And that is exactly the role of cucumber. Up to 95% of a cucumber's weight is water, but it is not just plain water. It is plant water rich in light minerals, capable of rebalancing electrolytes, cooling the liver, and supporting detoxification through the kidneys and skin. Two secondary metabolic organs that also play an important role in blood sugar regulation. When the body is dehydrated, blood sugar tends to rise higher because the blood becomes more concentrated and antidiuretic hormones, such as vasopressin, increase secretion, indirectly causing insulin resistance. Therefore, including cucumber in meals is a simple but effective way to maintain a biologically diluted blood state, helping glucose circulate more easily and insulin work more effectively. The next major advantage of cucumber is its extremely low carbohydrate content, less than 4 grams per 100 grams, most of which is insoluble fiber that slows glucose absorption in the small intestine, thereby reducing post-meal blood sugar spikes. In addition, cucumber contains a characteristic compound called cucurbitacin, a natural triterpenoid that can inhibit the activity of certain enzymes involved in gluconeogenesis, new sugar production in the liver. This is one of the indirect mechanisms that help lower the amount of endogenously produced glucose, commonly seen in people with prediabetes and type 2 diabetes, when the liver continues to make extra sugar despite the body already having too much. Moreover, cucumber skin contains flavonoids and plant lignans, powerful antioxidant compounds that help reduce inflammation in the vascular endothelium, where insulin interacts with cells to bring glucose into use. If blood vessel walls are inflamed, a cell's ability to absorb sugar diminishes, leading to insulin resistance. Therefore, eating cucumber with the peel, after thorough washing or choosing organic, not only adds fiber, but also helps the body return to an insulin-sensitive state, something that medication alone cannot achieve without nutritional support. While cucumber can be eaten raw as a side dish, when prepared properly, it can become a truly therapeutic food for daily meals. One simple recipe I often recommend for older patients is cucumber pickled in apple cider vinegar, black sesame seeds. A smart combination of detoxification, insulin balancing, and digestive support. Apple cider vinegar can slow carbohydrate metabolism, reduce postprandial glycemic index, and increase insulin sensitivity. When thinly sliced cucumber is soaked with 1 tablespoon of pure apple cider vinegar, a pinch of sea salt, black pepper, and toasted black sesame seeds, you have a side dish that is both cooling and cleansing, yet extremely effective for blood sugar balance. Black sesame seeds not only add a nutty flavor, but also supply lignans and unsaturated fats to better support the absorption of micronutrients in cucumber. Another option is to make a cold cucumber juice with a few slices of ginger and a bit of lemon juice, creating a natural detox drink that helps cleanse the liver, stabilize blood pressure, and support glucose metabolism in older adults on hot days. However, it is best to use whole cucumber or juice the entire cucumber after thorough washing to take full advantage of the fiber and bioactive compounds in the skin. the richest part in activity. From a functional medicine perspective, cucumber is not merely a thirst-quenching garnish or raw vegetable decoration, but part of a strategy to restore cellular metabolism. Especially for older adults living with insulin resistance, diabetes, or metabolic syndrome. It is gentle and does not act as strongly as medication. But if consumed consistently over the long term, cucumber helps soothe endothelial inflammation, improve blood flow, and reactivate the body's biological insulin-sensing system. This is essential if you wish to control blood sugar sustainably, not just for a week, but for many years to come. The final food on today's list is a very familiar tuber, sweet potato. Some call it a humble dish, others use it for weight loss. But few realize that behind its gentle, natural sweetness lies a biological key to sustainably controlling blood sugar, especially suited for older adults, those living with type 2 diabetes or in the prediabetes stage. What makes sweet potato a sweet friend that does no harm is its low glycemic index, GI, typically ranging from 44 to 60, depending on variety and preparation method. This means that when eating sweet potato, the sugar is absorbed into the bloodstream slowly and steadily, without causing a sudden spike in blood glucose like white bread, white rice, or white potato would. For older adults, this is particularly important because the rate of postprandial blood sugar rise directly affects fatigue, mental state, and even nighttime sleep quality. Beyond its low GI, sweet potato is also rich in beta-carotene, a precursor to vitamin A with powerful antioxidant properties that protect pancreatic cells from damage and inflammation, thereby indirectly helping to maintain more stable insulin secretion. Beta-carotene is also known for improving vision and boosting immunity, factors that older adults need, especially after age 60 when natural immune function declines rapidly. A 100-gram serving of purple or orange sweet potato can provide up to 250% of the daily vitamin A requirement, but in a natural, easily absorbed form, without risking overdose as synthetic supplements might. Furthermore, sweet potato is very high in soluble fiber, a form of fiber that forms a gel in the gut, slowing sugar absorption, prolonging satiety, and reducing cravings between meals, an indirect cause of erratic blood sugar in many older adults. This fiber also nourishes the gut microbiome, helping to improve overall metabolic function, from digestion to B vitamin synthesis and regulation of endogenous inflammatory responses. When compared with white potato, the difference in blood sugar impact is stark. White potato's GI ranges from 80 to 90, depending on cooking method, nearly as high as refined sugar. This means that eating white potato causes a rapid high blood sugar rise, increasing metabolic stress on the pancreas and causing post-meal drowsiness and fatigue. In contrast, sweet potato, with a similar carbohydrate load, creates a gentler glycemic curve, allowing the pancreas to secrete insulin slowly and steadily without becoming overworked. Not only does sweet potato moderate blood sugar, but it also scores points for sustained energy. Those who eat sweet potato for breakfast, about 100 to 150 grams, often feel full for 4 to 5 hours without experiencing mid-morning blood sugar drops, common when breakfast consists of white bread or pastries. This explains why many older adults who switch to sweet potato instead of rice or bread for breakfast notice marked improvements in energy levels, mental alertness, and portion control throughout the day. As for preparation, sweet potato is extremely versatile and easy to incorporate into daily meals. One method recommended by many experts is roasting sweet potato whole, skin on, at a moderate temperature, 108 to 200 degrees Celsius, for about 30 to 40 minutes. Keeping the skin on helps preserve fiber and flavonoids, nutrients concentrated in the thin peel. When ready to eat, simply split in half, sprinkle with a bit of cinnamon powder and a few toasted almonds or chia seeds. You have a complete breakfast or snack that regulates glucose and provides lasting energy. If roasting is inconvenient, Steaming sweet potato is also an excellent choice, especially if you add a touch of cinnamon to the steaming water. As known, cinnamon can improve insulin sensitivity and help lower postprandial blood sugar. When combining steamed sweet potato with cinnamon, you not only enhance flavor, but also create a synergistic biological effect that allows sugar from the food to be processed more gently. This is an ideal choice for older adults who need to control blood sugar while still enjoying natural, mild sweetness. A few small but important notes. Do not fry sweet potato, because frying converts starches more rapidly and creates compounds that raise GI. Also, do not consume too much sweet potato at once. While beneficial, it is still a starchy food. A suitable portion for older adults is 100 to 150 grams per meal, no more than once per day. From both personal and clinical experience, I believe sweet potato is an ideal bridge food to transition from traditional menus to blood sugar controlling menus. There is no need to eliminate starch altogether, a stressful and hard to maintain approach for older adults. Just choose the right starch at the right time and in the right amount. Sweet potato is precisely that right starch. By now, you have probably realized that there is no single food that is miraculous, and there is no solution that will help you defeat insulin resistance overnight. But one thing is certain: recovery will come to those who persistently change each small habit every day. It is precisely the choices you repeat daily that shape your blood sugar, your health, and your longevity. So where should you start? Start as early as tomorrow morning with a glass of warm water mixed with fresh lemon to stimulate digestion, gently cleanse the liver, and slow glucose absorption. In the evening, add 1 tablespoon of raw, organic apple cider vinegar to a glass of warm water before dinner, as a way to help prevent blood sugar from spiking after the evening meal. For snacks or dessert, choose strawberries instead of pastries, both to soothe sugar cravings and to protect your blood vessels from oxidative stress. And if you truly want to see a clear transformation, do not forget the equally important factors. Get enough sleep, exercise lightly for 30 minutes each day, and reduce mental stress. When all of these habits work together, you will find that your body no longer fights against you as before. On the contrary, you will feel it supporting you. From more stable blood sugar levels and clearer thinking to brighter skin and longer-lasting energy throughout the day. And if you are ready, choose one food that you feel is most suitable to begin this journey today. Write in the comments below the name of the food you choose and commit to sticking with it for the next 30 days. We Healthy Dynamics channel will always be here to share more knowledge, follow your journey of change, and accompany you all the way on the path of proactive health without dependency. Because you do not need to change your entire life, just change one small thing each day. And from that, the miracle will begin.